Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Trego, and welcome back to my Bloodborne Platinum Trophy guide. In today's episode, we're going to continue on with Chalice Dungeons, and today I'm going to go ahead and show off all of the lower Pthumeru bosses. And right now, as you can see, I'm about ready to start on the boss of layer 1. For this Chalice Dungeon, I wanted to show my arcane build. And this is probably my favorite build so far. I'm just going to show the stats really quick. This is a level 120 build. I have 50 vitality, 37 endurance, 16 strength, 12 skill, and 50 arcane. For my weapons, I have, and this is the build kind of where I utilize Ludwig's the most, because I have Ludwig's Holy Blade, which does bolt damage, and then I have Lost Ludwig's Holy Blade, which does arcane damage. In addition to that, I also have the Saw Cleaver, which does fire damage. And the reason for that is Saw Cleaver, in its regular form, it has bonus damage against beasts, and most beasts are vulnerable against fire, so I prefer to have some kind of serrated weapon such as Saw Spear or Saw Cleaver to have fire damage. That way it works best against beasts. Now moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and fight the first boss of Lower Pthumeru, and that's gonna be Merciless Watchers. And I'm using my Arcane Ludwigs for this because these bosses are the weakest against arcane damage. As you can see, one of these guys is already down. The easiest way if you're using a melee build is to just parry and riposte these guys with visceral attacks, but with Arcane, you really don't get a whole lot of damage out of your visceral attacks, so I prefer to use R2s as much as I can. And Ludwig's is nice for this because the jumping R2s, which are basically forward R2s, they stagger them and allow you to get an additional hit. And there we go. That's it for boss number 1. Okay, and now the second important point in the Lower Pthumerian Labyrinth comes in layer 2. After you unlock the gates leading up to the boss, you want to retrieve a workshop Haze Extractor. What that item will do, it will enable you to procure arcane haze from any other Chalice Dungeon materials. And in order to get there, you want to, before you go to fight the boss in layer 2, you want to go ahead and open the gate leading up to the bonus area before the boss. And you want to explore this little underground passageway. You'll come upon this field area here. And once you clear out the area, there will be room here with tons of enemies. There will be one Merciless Watcher boss, and at the end of the room there will be a casket. Now I already cleared out this area, and for me, since I already received the extractor on this character, there's not going to be anything. But for you, if you haven't picked it up already, there will be the workshop Haze Extractor, so you want to make sure you pick it up. Alright, now moving on, the boss for layer 2 is going to be Undead Giant. And this is going to be the second variant of Undead Giant. There are a total of 3 of them in the Chalice Dungeons. The third one you will meet in the Pthumeru Chalices. This guy has, if you haven't noticed it, he has chains attached to him, and he will attack you with those. Now, if you, again, the easiest way to beat him is hit him with the tumors on his body. If you stagger him enough by hitting the tumors on him, that will lead to him going down, and you'll be able to perform a visceral attack like you saw me do a little bit ago. Otherwise, watch out for his spinning attacks, because he will hit you with those chains at quite a distance. And he does hit like a truck, so beware. And you saw me take quite a bit of damage here. You can, if you get hit by that and you're low on vials, you can always just go for broke and attack him. That way you might be able to regain some of that health. And I'm getting a little bit careless here. And there we go. So, boss number 2 down. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now for the third boss in Lower Pthumeru, we get to visit with an old friend, and it's going to be Ram, Vacuous Spider. Now, keep in mind that Ram is vulnerable against bolt damage, so if you have bolt paper or any kind of weapon with bolt gem, or Nitrous, which is everybody's favorite when it comes to bolt weaponry. Getting fucked up here early, don't like that. I have bolt Ludwig's, and that's more than enough. It does over 600 damage easily, especially against enemies that are vulnerable to bolt damage. Now do keep in mind that as soon as you get in, Ram is gonna have spiders summoned with him already, so you'll need to either decide to attack Ram right away or take out spiders first. And personally, I'm a big fan of just playing it safe and clearing out all the spiders. In my opinion, probably the easiest way to go about this fight. And he'll summon, or she'll summon I should say, 3 waves of spiders. After that, you're basically gonna have a clear go at her. Do keep in mind that once you attack it one time, Ram will start retaliate after she teleports for the first time. It's not going to be a third time for me, I don't think, because I've done enough damage to it with my Bolt Ludwigs where I doubt the spider will be able to teleport the third time, but we'll see. As you can see, I've took out over probably about 2/3 of its health already, so I'm thinking I should be able to finish it off in this next go here. And yes, I do always take out the spiders first, no matter what, basically. I've had it where I had this boss down pretty much flawlessly through the whole fight without killing the spiders, just to get fucked up at the very end. So ever since then I always just played safe, even when I'm kind of OP like I am right now. On this build it's not going to be much of a challenge at all. Jeez. Ram needs to chill the fuck out. And there she goes. Alright, got me a few times here at the end, but was able to beat it no problem. And moving on, we're gonna proceed to Layer 4. Now for the Layer 4 boss of the lower Pthumeru dungeon, and yes, you heard that right, there is a Layer 4 in this dungeon. That's the only layer, the only Chalice dungeon out of all the main ones that has 4 layers. Now the 4th layer boss is the Bloodletting Beast, and it's one of the tougher bosses in the game. So you see me for this one, I've equipped my Sock Lever, which has fire damage. Now while it has 512 attack rating, it might seem like that's not a whole lot, but since beasts are weak against fire and are weak against serrated damage, it's a pretty good weapon to use and easily out damages my Ludwig's Holy Blade, even though I can get over 600 attack rating on that for my arcane build. Now one of the first things that you'll notice is that the Bloodletting Beast has got a number of attacks. But what you want to do here, you want to stay kind of close to it, usually right around its hind legs. And just keep damaging those legs, really. Watch out for the smash attacks, and if you are down on health, don't forget to heal. I usually like to keep extremely close to it and just keep attacking those legs. Watch out for the grab attack. The grab attack is extremely potent and it will do a ton of damage if you're not careful. When he does that punching attack, you either want to roll under it or you want to get as far from him as possible, and it shouldn't be too hard. And once you defeat the Bloodletting Beast, you will receive the Defiled Chalice. And next up, we're going to first go and check on the Aelin Loran Chalice. And after that, we'll do the Defiled Chalice. In the meantime, that'll be all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.